Chapter 9, Chart Exercise. So in this exercise, you will create a simple website. Okay, so far we developed a simple website, right? Let me zoom in a little bit. Your website will consist of one web page called chartpage.aspx, okay, which will only have one ASP chart control and nothing else. So you will have just one ASP chart control, okay? The complete chart must look like the image below. So you only have chart here. So number of students here, and then y-axis, and then x-axis is about the category, right? So students is actually classified by the category. So we have a category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So basically we have 5 actually categories. So you will interface with the admission DB. So this database, right? Access file, right? Database. And then as you can see from the image, X values of chart are 5 unique categories. I already mentioned it. And a school can be assigned. Y values of chart, the sum of the students that attend the school, which belongs to a particular category. For example, school A and B are the only category 1 school. So technically these types are actually different type of categories, okay? Category 1 schools, and in the database, therefore the number of students that attend the category 1 school is simply sum of the students that attended schools A and B. You may complete the chart however you like. So, but I know that you will just follow this instruction. Yep. Okay, so yeah, so here we have walkthrough basically, and so tutorial here. So we have steps. First of all, you need to create a new ASP.NET web form site, right? But I already generate for you. So if you download my file, and you can see if I run this, yeah, it takes time. Yeah, then we can see the project actually, including chart. Yeah, but let's see. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so here is a chart page, right? In this project, here we have project, and if I just run this chart page, if you click it, and then you can run it, right? Just give me a second. My computer is getting slow. Hmm. Right, and then if you run it, and basically you can see the result. But problem is that if you look at the source code, basically some of them are empty. Right. So this is chart page, and then we have about page as well, and then contact, default, and so on, right? And then I already give you the site master here, so you don't have to worry about the layout of the design. And if I just check the design view of this chart page .aspx, and then you can see that this kind of layout and quite familiar with you, right? And what about the database? Here we have a database called AdmissionDB, right? ACCDB, right? So we have access file technically, right? And let's go back to the instructions. So verify, create the ASP.NET web form site, and then verify the location of folder that all starter files and folders. So app code, app data, and web config etc, right, etc. So we have a so this is this figure actually show you the shape of the file, and then download add the company database. I already put it right in the folder, and add the connection string to the web config. Let's check the web config here. So we have a connection string right to the database. So where are you? Here, right? You need write down the connection string, right? To use this database here, right? Under the web config. Got it? All right. And the web config, and then add a reference to the web system web data visualization. So if you go to the add project and then click add here, if you click it, and then you can put the reference here, right? Got it? And I already give you the walkthrough, and this is the first figure, and in the reference you need to add the system web data visualization, right, under the assembly. So under the assembly, right, you need to add system web data visualization, this one, right? But already added, right, technically. Yes, so if you don't select this one, yeah, please select this one. All right. And what else? And data processing, create the folder name data access. Basically, I already create a folder for you. So if you go to the data access, here under the application code, here we have 3 files, right? And as you can see, most of them are empty, right? Here, empty. This is the empty2, right? This function, and this function is a oh sorry, this is a properties. I'm sorry. Yes. So here anyway, so here we have to basically complete this sub. Well, let's go back to the anyway instruction. So anyway, we have 3 files, right? Under the data access, as you can see here, and then school class will be used to store the data of each school. So school class, this one, school class will be used to store data of each class, each school, I'm sorry. And then here HID, H name, H category, H applications, right? And then regarding that, the number of applicants of each school is not given in the TBL high school table. You have to create the method to set a new value of the H applicant in this class. Thus, DAL.BB must have 2 functions. So we have 2 functions, okay? And get schools to retrieve the school data, the ID, name, category from the admission database, right, access file, and then load school applications and then with this argument, right, my school set to retrieve the number of applicants of each school from the given list of the schools. So basically school set, right? You got it? So you can check, we can check the data DAL VV here, right? We have 2 functions. So second one and then first one, right? So we have 2 functions, and my school's applicants, right? So let's look at this school here, as well as school set. So you need to do something for this school set as well as school BV. So these 2, right? All right. A school set class will have a list of school object create functions like add, set school, school count, filter by category, field category list, and the school by category to return the data from the chart generation. You got it? And then, yeah, let me just finish this instruction. So, presentation. Create the folder named presentation under the app code folder. Add a new class named count charter.vb and update it regarding the given layout of the chart. Okay? And web form. Create the web form named chart page, count charter, and chart page. So where are they? Chart page right here, and then also the what else? And then page load, right? Function to retrieve the save it the my schools, and then yes, so under this one, right? Chart page, you need to call the page load function, and I think we have one. So let me just see the code of this one. So we have page load, right? You need to complete it, right? And then also the call the note that you must call two functions in DALVV. So you remember these functions, right? To get all data for the chart population. And once you have all data, you can call draw count chart. I think this is a typo, right? Count chart to create the chart based on the retrieved data. Yeah, draw count chart. Yeah, that was typo. Yes. All right. So basically, when you see that, I already give you the solution, right? So this is a DALVB, and if you go to the DALVB, and then you can see the exactly same function, right? Right. And then what about the school VB here? So we have four different names, right, and variables, right? So first one is the ID, school ID, and then school name, and then each category, also integer, school category, and then number of applicants. Wow, so many typos. And then here we have, so initially you need to have, you need to store these four actually, these four items in this object, right? School object. So that's why under the sub, and then basically you can actually put all the four arguments into the private variables here, here, because initially these four have nothing actually. So by calling this new function new sub procedure with these four, I cut it is three, right? One, two, three. Yes, and then last one is automatically stored, right? So it's a zero. And so you can save these three actually to the school object. Got it? Hopefully you have an idea about the object-oriented programming, okay? And we have several properties, right? The ID as an integer, get, right? So here, if you call the get, and basically you can return this HID, also H category can be returned by calling the get. And let me just go to the where school here, right? You have nothing here, you have nothing here, you have nothing here, but I already give you the code, so you can complete this actually code, right? Type the code into the where, into the each property here, right? So here, let me just give you this. So property should be read only, and so that the other, whenever you create object and then we store some information, right, into these four variables, and then after that, if you want to get that information, especially HID, H name, H category, H applicants, you need to call this property, okay? So by using the get and get, okay? Also, if you want to change the value of this private variable H applicants, such as H applicant, then you need to use a set Okay, so this is a format: set value as a double, so you can store the double value, right? So get the double value as an argument of this set, and then we will store this value into the H applicant. Can you understand it? Right. So it's not really hard. Let's move forward. So what about the school set VB here? Okay, school set VB is here, right? And then we have several like sub procedures, basically sub procedure, also function, right? So, and three, four, five functions, right? We have five functions with one sub, and then I already give you the, and here by calling this add, you can add the school, right? This is a school argument of this sub procedure, and then type of this argument is a school. So the object, right, of the school object can be, okay, saved and take can be taken as an argument of this add sub procedure, right? All right. So let me go back to the instruction. And here is the code. So you need to type. Technically, you need to type it, right? So we have list in this school set. We have list and then list and definitely the type of the list is a type list, right? And then here list of what? List of school object, right? So you can type the of and then name of the object in the list, right? So here and then sub procedure by calling the add, and then you can save the school name is a school, and then save this one as a where, as a this list, right? So you need to use you have to use this sub procedure, and in order to get the school from the list, and then we have functions so called the get school. Okay, if you put the index as an argument like a 0 1 2, right, and then it will return the school name, a school ID, right? School, actually, I'm sorry, school object, right? So this is an index, and the index is integer. So in the integer will be compared to where? Compared to the ID. ID also is integer, right? Of the school object in this school list. Got it? So that's why we have for loop here, for, and then call the each school object in this list. So if the school ID is equal to index, then we can return the school object. Got it? It's not hard if you know the other programming language, and then now you have a clear idea about it, right? If it doesn't have anything here, and definitely it will return the nothing. So null, right? What about this function, school count? So if you call this function, and then it will return the number of items, actual object in this list, right? So list has internally has this count function. And what about this one? Filter by category, and then definitely if you just put the category as a string, and then you will check the school set, right? So this, let's say this is a filtered set as a new school set, and then which means you will include the new list, right, of the school, right? So and then check the school in the school list. Which list? This list, right? So this private one, right? So so existing list. Check the school in the existing school list, basically, right? In this one, this call in this file, and then if each category, so school in the list, actually the category of the school is exactly same as the given category, then what? Add that object into the new school set. Got it? And then return this new school set. All right. So that's how you filter the school by category. What about the function category list? So it's an array list, and category list we have a temporary category list, right? A category list here, and if we run this one, if we run this for loop from 0 to 4, and then it will check it because we have 5 categories, right? So it will start from 1 2 3 4 5, right? I plus 1 is 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and so on. And then return the a category list. You got it? And then what about the school count by category as array list? And then we have temporary array list here. Also, we have for loop from 0 to 4 because we have 5 categories, right? And then school count as 0 initially, and then our school. Actually, in the list we have check the school and then check the category, each category, and then if the category is I plus 1, so basically it's 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and so on, right? And then applicants will be schools, each school's applicants will be added to this my school count item, right? Right? So that's how you return the my school count. All right, so that's pretty easy. And next file is a count charter. So now is you need to, because you have a all complete file here. So you can directly go to the count charter under the presentation here. So we have nothing here, and definitely you need to complete this one. So let's look at it. Here we have count charter, and then my chart. Actually, we have two private variables. So my chart and my school set. So private variables, right? So there's a chart and school set. Basically, it's not variable object, right? Public sub procedure we have new, right, as a generator basically. So when you put this argument as a chart, and then definitely you can create the my chart with the given chart data, right? Chart object. And then also load school data. In order to load the school data, you can actually provide the argument as a school set, and then it will be stored into the my school set. So here, under the given information, you can have a draw, right? In order to generate the actually title. Actually, in order to generate a chart, you need to have this called the this draw function. And so my chart that title clear. So initially remove all the title, existing titles, and then add a new title called this one. So student by category. If you type the different one, and definitely you can see the different title. And set, we have several functions: set chart size, set border style, define chart area, and then also you can add the region and load series data here. And then private sub, we have oh, I'm sorry, yeah, so this one should be this end sub is related to this private sub. And then we have a set start size function here, a sub procedure here, right? So you need to define this one, and then it will adjust the height and width of the chart. Got it? If you put the different size, and then size of the chart can be different. All right? So once again, we are generating which chart? So this chart, right? So title, students by category, right? There are you. All right. So what about the next one? So set border style, right? We have another sub procedure called set border style. So you can change the borderline color, borderline width, borderline dash style, back color, right? So you can put the specific values, okay? Specific, actually, the parameters here. Got it? And how can we know all the functions, actually, all the functions or parameters associated this chart? Actually, you can Google it. You can check the API basically of this library. Okay, if I Google it, and then definitely you can see the properties parameters. So chart class, right? So you have several like properties, right? So you can check the properties here, back color, hash style, back image, and so on. So you can check the properties, right? So we are using just some of the properties using the chart. And also you can see the method as well, all right? So also be careful about it, because if you use a different version, and then definitely you can have a different properties slightly. Anyway, let me go back to the instruction here, but you don't have to worry about it because I already include most of the major properties using this VB.NET, especially this library. Where are you? Data visualization, right? Charting. All right. So here, right? For example, borderline width is 2, right? You can make, if you put 3, and the borderline width will be thicker, right? And then another sub procedure called the define chart area, right? And then you need to define the area basically. So because you already defined the styles basically, and then size, also you generate the title as well, right? So you need to put the content, right, in it. So chart area, my chart area, you should add the chart area, and chart area. So you need to create axis basically. So here x-axis, y-axis, right? So x-axis, and then you can have a line dash style, and the font, actually also font size, title font, and title as well. So can be x-axis, can be category. Okay, and what about the y-axis? Similar, right? So it has interval, maximum, minimum, right? So you can put the properties of the y-axis technically, right? Using the VB.NET code. So I think you have experience to generate the chart in Excel, right? So it's quite similar, okay? We need to specify everything basically to generate chart, but others, if we didn't specify the certain parameters, and then don't worry too much about it. You will use the default value. VB.NET will use the default value, okay? And let me just skip the legend, because I think that we don't have a legend in the chart. We don't have one, right? We don't have it. So next one, as series. So technically now you need to populate the data, right? So in the chart, in other words, you need to populate what? You need to draw the bars, right? So far we defined the x-axis, y-axis, right? And then also the values, minimum from the maximum, right? So minimum, maximum, right? Interval 5, right? All right. So here, add the data, add the series, also load series data. So here we have several arguments, right? X, Y, leg, and call, right? So my data series and use series, and here name is a leg, right? This parameter is the name of the data series, and then legend text is also the same, and then data bind XY. So XY is an array list, right? And then because of two axes, so you need to get the data, right, in terms of the array list, and also Y data in terms of array list as well, right? So you can populate it, right? So and then chart type is so we will use a series chart type dot column. Also the color is a given, right, by this parameter. So drawing color, so it's call, and then post back value is specified by this one, and then series add my series, right? So technically you are ready to attach the data actually on the chart. Last one, last sub procedure module, load series data. My chart series that clear, so technically you can clear the existing data, okay, in the chart. So remove all the bars, okay, in the chart. And then X values here, Y values here. So X values is what? Schools say categories, right? And then Y values are the count by the category, right? And then by calling the add series, and then you can, by calling the add series, we already defined this one right here, and then you can draw the bars, right, in the chart, on the chart, right? All right, that's how you create a chart. And then we want to show the chart in the web form, right? So let's look at the chart page ASPX. Whew, yes, where are you? Here, right? So click code view code here, right? It is empty. We have two, right? Page load and the draw count chart here, and then I give you the code. So that's why I'm not going to type the code for you, but please type the code, okay? And then complete all these two procedure. Page load. So whenever you open whenever a website load this page, and then it will automatically execute it, right? So if not post back, and definitely there will be session, and then my data loader that gets scores. So initially we can get scores, right? And then my data loader school applicants also it will be given, right? And then draw the count chart, right? Draw count chart, okay? Draw count chart. And draw count chart is defined by here, right? Here. And then here, if you look at it, we just generate the temporary chart object, and then my charter is here, and then as a new count charter, and this one is argument. Do you remember the count charter? You should, right? And then we have argument here, right? All right, and my school set and school set. If you don't remember it, please go back to your tutorial here. It should be around here anyway, right? And then my charter dot data loaders and school data, and then here is a school set. So argument, right? To get the my charter, and my charter dot draw will eventually draw the chart, right? On the web form, so that you can see the widget, right? So if you complete the web config and also web config, let me give you a hint. Actually, so if you complete the web config based on the previous exercise, and then you will know that this kind of code you need it, right? So so basically, please try to open the previous example, right? So that you can complete this part. And then here, anyway, after that, so once you complete all the code, and then now you are ready to run this one. So select this chart page and then run the IIS Express, and it will give you the result. Give me a second. It takes time. Let me double click this database. Actually, you may have error actually associated with this Microsoft Edge OLEDB 12.0. So in this case, we have to download, actually install the access. Okay, install the library to connect the access. Okay, so let's do that. Microsoft. So here, Microsoft Access Engine download. Okay, you need to download it. If you click it, and you can download one. Here, click download, and then please download this first file, access database engine.exe, and then if you click next, and then you can download it. I already downloaded, and so if you double click it, and then you can install this file, not these two. Okay, just install this one. All right, and then so that after you complete your installation, and if you double click this database, and you can see this Server Explorer. Okay, so initially, so if you refresh it, and then you can remove the X like mark here, so that you can see the list of the tables. Now we have a connection to this admission DB, right? So you must have this connection so that this VV.NET can utilize this web config actually connection string here, right? This so problem is that we have to use this ole.db.12, right? So in order to use this one, you have to install the Access engine. So unfortunately, different database Access has a different versions and require the different Access um, engine. So that's why we have to install 2010 actually Microsoft Access engine. Got it? All right. So after you complete this, and definitely you are able to run your program. So let me run this chart page here by clicking this button, and then now you can see. Let me run it. So after this, you are ready to run your project. See, so now we can have this chart. So although it takes time to load the Access data, yes, Access is quite slow. So that's why people are using the different database, but it's an easy tool. So if we will use it, and then now we have this chart, right? And after this, and please submit your project to the eClass. Thank you.